What's our lesson today, grade 7? Making?
Making production from experimental probability.
Exactly. This is making productions from experimental probability. And this is lesson 12.4 in our book. We will start to watch the video together and then try to take a note. I will stop and I will ask anyone. Let's start.
The first example we're going to look at, it says, we're going to think, what would happen if? The first example we're going to look at, it says, Dana found the experimental probability of her making a bullseye when throwing darts is 2/10, or it's 20%. So she makes a bullseye 20% of the time. Out of 75 throws, about how many bullseyes could she predict to make? So what we're going to do is, normally she makes it 2 out of 10 times. And instead of only going 10 times, it says, hey, if she shoots or throws 75 arrows, how many times should she get right here in the center to make a bullseye?
If there anyone can tell me, what did you understand till now from this example? We discussed something like this before. How we can... Yes.
That Dana made a bullseye at a throwing dart. So she made it only twice, and
Yes.
she had it 10 throws.
Exactly.
That means
could,
that
could I
she
say
made it.
something? Could I say something in this point? Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you. Then, when she threw 10 times, right? She got how many? Huh? Then she made the experiment, right? And she threw 10 times. She got 2 out of 10. Now we said, out of 75 throw, about how many blues eyes could she predict she would make. Then she threw it 10 times, then she got two, right? Then what about out of 75 times? How we can find the answer? If there anyone can help us? Did you remember how many ways we can use it to find the answer? Okay, Abdurrahman Sobh? Yes.
Now this question supplies you with
Abdurrahman Sobh. Abdurrahman. Kareem.
Yes.
Could you please answer this question, Kareem? We said out of 10 times, she got how many? When she made the experiment 10 times.
Can I answer?
Yasser?
Yasser.
Okay, Yasser. Okay, Yasser.
I got like 15 times of 75 throws.
15 times out of 75. How did you calculate it?
Like, because the 10, every 10 times she got 2, 75 divide 2.
No, it's not 75 divide 2. Listen.
Every 10 in the...
Every 10 times she got 2, right?
Yes.
Tell me, how did you calculate it? By your mind? Did you use cross multiplication? Did you use the percent to help you to find the answer? Tell me which way did you use? Or you said only a number?
No, because every 10 times she got 2.
Yes.
Like, if she have 7 tens, it will be 12. And then we have 5. It will be 15.
It will be 15. Okay, let me show you a method. I appreciate what you said. Let me show you a method. We can use it mathematically to calculate the number of times. Anyone want to add something? How we will say, or to predict, out of 75 throws, how many times would make?
Miss, can I say?
Sure.
We're gonna make it 2 over 10
Yes.
equal x over 75.
Thank you so much. So this is which way? This way is called what, yeah, Muhammad?
It's a cross multiplication.
It's a cross multiplication or proportion, right? We will use
Yes.
proportion, and then we can use cross multiplication to find the answer. Appreciate what you said. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's watch the answer.
Make it 2 out of 10 times. And now I need to try and decide how many times I would make it out of 75.
So this is what you said exactly, Muhammad.
One way to solve this that I previously taught my class to do is to look sideways or diagonal
Cross
and multiply those
multiplication.
two together. 2 times 75 is 150. And then I need to try and figure out what number I would times with 10 to get 150. If you know that, awesome. If not, then you would divide 150 and 10, and the answer would be how many shots she would make. Now that would be the amount of bullseye she would make. She would make 15.
This is also what Muhammad Yasser said in a good way, right? Did anyone tell me what is the method which which Yasser said? Yasser Gouda?
He said that it's 75, so every 10 times she gets 2.
Very good.
So,
very good. Yes. Yes.
So 75, that means that it's
How many
7 tens and
Yes.
half.
Okay.
So we're gonna add 7 times. That's gonna be 14 plus and there's also half 10. That means that there's also 1 throw, so it will be 15.
Thank you. You are great, ya Muhammad. You are great. And Yasser too. Thank you so much for both of you. Thank you. Okay, so this is 2 different methods to find the answer, how we can predict the answer out of 75. Any question? Any question? Okay, let's continue.
So now let's say you wanted to use the percentage to solve the question. This would be another way to do it. I'm going to take the percent, I'm going to make it a decimal, and then I would times it with the total number of throws she's going to make, which is 75. I would times these together. I'm going to get the same answer, but I'm just going to show you. 75 times 0.20. When you work it out, it's going to be 15.00. And these two, they end up being the same thing. Either way you do it, you get the same answer. She would make 15 bullseye.
Okay, so this is the third way, which we can use it. We can use the percent because he gave us the information already, 2 out of 10 by fraction. So we use the fraction to answer by using the product, the cross product method. He gave us the answer by percent. Then we can use the percent, 20% of 75. Then we will change the percent into decimal. It will be 20 over 100 equal 0.2. Then 0.2 times 75, it will be equal 50. So by any way, you can find the answer mental. You can find the answer by using the percent. We can find the answer by using cross product. Okay, any questions so far about this? Any question?
No.
I should not have said arrows. Those are totally darts. She's shooting darts, not arrows. Next example says, a car rental company sells accident insurance to 24% of its customers. Out of 550 customers, about how many customers are predicted to purchase insurance? Now, this question only gives us the percent. So instead of me setting up a fraction, I'm just going to do this the percent way. And then
I'm waiting for your answer, grade 7. I'm waiting for your answer, grade 7. How we can find the answer for this one? Huh? A car rental company sells accident insurance to 24% of its customers. About out of 550 customers, about how many customers are protected to purchase insurance? Huh? How we can use production? Yes, what?
We turn the percentage into a decimal, which will be 0.24 times
Very good,
500.
very good. We are going to change the percentage into decimal. So you have 24%, which means 24 over 100. In decimal form, it will be 0.24. Yes, and after that,
We will multiply that by 550, and the answer will be 132.
thank you. Great, great. Thank you, Yawar. Is there anyone can explain again? Explain to me what did the word said, how we can solve this
Yes.
question?
He said
Muhammad,
that.
with all my respect to you, could I want only to give someone another chance?
Okay.
I appreciate your participation a lot, please. Huh? Who else can answer this question? Dahrug. Dahrug.
Yes,
You can answer this
yes,
question,
yes.
my dear? Yes, Habibi.
A car rental
Mm-hmm.
company sells accident insurance at 24%
Okay.
of its customers out of 550
Mm-hmm.
customers. About how much?
How much?
About how many customers are predicted
Mm,
purchase insurance?
mm. How we can solve this question, ya Yusuf?
Uh, 24 over 550.
Mm. 24 over 550. It's 24%, ya Yusuf, right?
Yes,
24%. Then how we can deal with 24%? We can change it into what?
digital,
Digital.
numerical.
We can change it into fraction, or we can change it into decimal. It's up to you. If you want to change it into fraction, then you will use cross product by using proportion. Or you can change it into decimal and multiply it by the number directly. Okay? So let's watch together how you are going to solve this question. Please concentrate.
I know the total customers are going to be 550. Thinking back to that last slide I just showed you, I'm going to take the percent, I'm going to turn it into a decimal, and then I'm going to times it with the total. 550 customers total. 24% of them are going to buy insurance. Going to make that a decimal. When I work this out, okay, that is 13200. But remember that I have 2 digits behind the decimal. So I'm going to have to come down here, put in.
So the answer will be what, grade
My
7?
answer is going to be
132.
132
Very good.
will purchase insurance.
Very good. So it will be 132 purchase. Okay? So this is how we can use production with experimental probability to find the answer. Okay? Understood, grade 7? Qualitative production. Then using experimental probability to make a qualitative production. And we have qualitative and quantitative. So we want to know what is the difference between the both types. We will start with an example and then we will continue.
general. Okay, so here's an example. The doctor's office reports data includes that on average, 11% of patients call to reschedule their appointments per week. So I sometimes do that. It happens sometimes. Your life gets in the way, so especially with life.
A doctor's office records data and concludes that on average, 11% of the patients call to reschedule their appointment per week. The office manager predicts that 23 appointments will be rescheduled out of the 240 total appointments during the week. Next week. Is this reasonable? Is this reasonable grade 7? We have to calculate it first. They said how many percent? He said 11%, which means we can use percent. We will change it into fraction. So it will be 11 out of 100 equal how many out of 240? Or we can use the percent, 11% of 240, and we will know the number. Because the manager predicts, the office manager predicts that 23 appointment will be rescheduled. But now we want to know 0.11 times 240. It will be how many, grade 7? 0.11 times 240. It will be how many? It will be how many, grade 7? Hello, is there anyone calculated?
Yes, miss.
Yes, it will be how many?
It will be 26.4, but we will have to round it down to 26.
Very good. So it's 26.4, right? So it's about how many? 26.4. 26.4, it's about 26, right? But the prediction, he said it's 23. So it's reasonable, but little bit low. Yani 26 from 23, it's not a big difference, but it's a little bit low. So this is how we can use a percent also to predict the answer. We have another example. We said in this question here, we said that we have a production is 23. So does 23.6 make sense for the number of patients? So we said it's little bit low. Okay, the next question. In emails to monthly readers of a newsletter, 3% of the emails come back undelivered. The editor predicts that if she sends out 12,372 emails, she will receive 437 notes for undelivered email. Should we agree with her prediction? Now it's your turn to be the best participation in our class. I'm waiting for. Then we want to know now 3% of 12,000. 3% of 12,372, or we can change it into decimal. So the answer, it will be 371.16, right? Then we will compare now between the number which we found it and the number which he gave it to us. He said 437. So this is too far from the number which we found it. So about 371 emails out of 12,372 will come back undelivered. So the prediction is too high. Making a quantitative prediction. Quantitative, we can use proportion reasoning to make a quantitative prediction and compare the options in real world problems. So how we will use word problems. An online poll for a movie site shows its polling results for a new movie. If a new newspaper survey 150 people leaving the movie, how many people can it predict will like the movie based on the online poll. If the movie sites climb, accurate. If the newspaper has 104 people say they like the movie. What is the percent of the people which they like the movie here in this question? How many percent?
72%.
72%. Yes. And who said not or no, they didn't like the movie? 28%. So we will calculate. They surveyed 150. Then first 72% of 150, it will be 108, right? Then 108, then 108 is close to 104. So the newspaper survey and the online poll show about the same product of people which they like the movie. So yes, we can say it's accurate. So this was our lesson today, which we're talking about making production by using experimental probability. Please do your homework and send it to me. And don't hesitate to send to me any question to help